I think we can start our last lecture for today, right? Thank you for being with us. I see faces from the very beginning. You are our heroes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, newcomers. Yeah, it's one more lecture. Yeah, we can start.
So thank you very much once again, you guys, for being part of it. So would you like to introduce this very specific and emerging theme also that you wanted to talk about?
Yes, sure. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alina, and I'm the CEO of 10101 Art. Basically, the company who organized this pop-up, this exhibition, and these lectures. And we are here for the whole October. And what I want to talk to you about today is actually where art meets tech. And I'm not gonna talk about digital art today, not at all. As you can see, we have Banksy, Picasso, Warhol, and many other physical artists. And I just want to explain you how technology comes into our life and change it.
So thank you very much for this introduction. The very first question I wanted to ask you is that basically when we met, so obviously you first met our CEO at Art for All, Rania Ashur, and during our very first meeting, so when you introduced yourself and when you introduced the missions of your company, you said, I quote, "I often describe as a living force." Can you please explain to us what do you mean by that?
Yes, sure. I just want to give you more information about why we start with art. Because what we saw when we started and when this idea was created, like that we combine art and blockchain, was that I truly believe that art is everywhere. It influences everything, the way we live, the clothes we choose, as we can see from the previous lecture. It influences our daily life. And I think that sometimes we cannot actually understand it, but this is what happened to us. This idea of like exchanging the way we see the world. Even some generations were shown like how to react and how to reflect to things that happening. For example, World War II or horrible events or great events, they are usually shown in art. So through the eyes of like this professional people who feel and see life at a totally different level, we can see and feel at a totally different level too. So yeah, I think that sometimes we are greatly underestimate the influence of art.
And so when it comes to fractional ownership, which is at the core of this talk, can you tell us more about it? I dare to believe there is also an involvement of technology in that. I myself, by the way, to be honest, did not know about fractional ownership, as I am, I believe, a little old-fashioned. But don't blame me. I was educated in France, that's why. But can you tell us more about it?
Yes, sure. So the whole concept of current exhibition is to show people that thanks to fractional ownership, the art can be closer to us. Because all these paintings, they are co-owned by people all around the world. So none of this piece belongs to a single collector. Each of these pieces has multiple collectors at the same time, and they actually own the piece. They original co-owners of it. So what we do and how we use technology is just, we make it simple. We make it just in your phone, but you get real original ownership of the physical piece. And yeah, this is basically how it works. It's just application in your phone that guarantees you original ownership.
So, those pieces do not belong to unique collectors, but can you tell me more about who these collectors are?
Yeah, I love this question, to be honest. Who are our collectors? Because we don't know their names. They are people from all around the world. Sometimes we can see thanks to like collecting data like from which part of the world they are, but we don't know them. And this is my favorite question, because when we were looking for insurance for our company, so we can be sure like all the pieces are like secured, we were talking to insurance company and they were like, okay, we got the concept, so who are the owners? We're like, they are like people all around the world, and they're like, can you provide us the names? We're like, no, not really, we don't know them. So it was pretty fun to explain to like old-fashioned insurance companies that this is the new way of how ownership works. And yeah, finally we got our deal. But it was pretty crazy to try to explain like who are they. And some of them would love to reveal themselves. For example, we create like monitors, like TV screens that reflects the names of the co-owners. You can see on our iPads the like names rolling around. Sometimes they're not real names, but only thanks to these people, all this pop-up is possible.
Amazing. So now that we have basically the outlines and that we have a better vision of what fractional ownership is, you also mentioned next to it blockchain, a word that I'm definitely not familiar with, that you actually taught me. So could you tell us more about it? Why does it also in a way sound so complex? I believe maybe because it's an emerging phenomenon in the art market. And I mean, do people really need to understand it to use it?
Yes, that's a very great question, because blockchain is a complex technology, but to make your phone work, how many complex technologies here, but how you use your phone, you just use it, because it is made like user-friendly interfaces, so you can just interact with anything you need in a simple steps. So this is what our company is concentrated on. We want to make blockchain like just any other application on your phone. We don't want to support the idea that it is complex, because we know that this vibe is all around this word. When you tell someone, even today, that you work with blockchain platform, people are like, okay, it's like too much for me. Blockchain, something complicated. We know that, but I was reading biography of Steve Jobs, and it was pretty cool to know that computers initially were only for hackers. People were interacting with computers only using codes. It was black screen, it was green letters, green text, and people could use it only if they knew the code. And then Steve Jobs came and he said, computer should be for everybody, not only for people who know how to insert the code. So I love this idea, because this is exactly what we do. We create user-friendly interface, and you can just install application on your phone or go to our website, and you will see like only information about the painting, other owners, how to interact with collector clubs. And behind the scene, blockchain is processing everything. But you don't need to know the technology. You don't have to be a developer, web developer, to actually interact with this technology. For example, bank application. To make any transfers, you should just press several buttons. You don't need to know how it was created. And this is what we want to change about blockchain and how people interact with applications built on it.
And so, since you do not necessarily need to be an expert, what do you have to consider once digging into it, basically?
Yes, sure. So I know that around blockchain and applications that are created on the blockchain can be negative vibe. Like, it's a scammers, you can trust them. So our mission here is to bring our faces and show people that, like, okay, we're here, we're physical, we are company, we're building our brand for years so far to bring our trust on the table. And actually, what you should do when you interact with some companies who operate on the blockchain, do just a little research. is so simple to see if they're presented in the media, if they're presented in like social platform, if people show their faces, if you can find who their CEO is, then you can trust them. But I think it's pretty the same for any other application. If you just walk on internet and you see someone selling something, you will do at least basic research about the company before buying something from them. So I think it's pretty the same.
But there are many forgeries and fraud, with those, technology innovations. It has been a thing going on these past few years. So, how does blockchain help in all that?
Yeah, so that's the core idea why we use blockchain in the first place, for our idea to combine art and bring it closer to people. When you have data collected in the blockchain, it can't be changed. So you cannot lie to people about the originality of the artwork. Our biggest idea and biggest purpose to actually take pieces when artists finish them, then put it into our system, and then to see through the blockchain the whole history of ownership, because it all will be there.
And so how does this challenge, in a way, the definition of owning a piece of art? How does this challenge the definition of owning a piece of art?
Yeah, exactly. We hear this question a lot. Like, people ask, if I can't take this piece and put it on my wall, like why should I buy this? But it's not some decoration for your apartment, and this is something that we fight with. We work with art collectors and art dealers all around the globe, and they share with us so many not nice stories. For example, one of them was like, we have collector who bought a painting for 200 millions, and he put it in the corridor of his yachts. And they are so tired of these stories that so many pieces are hidden in the vaults. People never saw them, people never studied them, people never can be inspired by these pieces. So what we got by Van Gogh, what we got by Manet, like several pieces that people saw so many times, but there are so many more are hidden. And this is about new movement, and our bigger purpose is to still make this art collector experience true and interesting for people. This is why we create attributes of modern collector, when you can show off in front of your friends by being co-owner of original physical Picasso. And you can join collector clubs, you can join our open and closed events, and also our product is developing every day. For example, we have initial sale right now, but we're gonna have secondary marketplace, public social profile. Also, the most interesting part is that people will be able to actually vote for the destiny of the painting. So they can feel that they have power around the piece, whether to vote for where this piece will be exhibited, or it will be sold offline, or it will be even burned. So yeah, this is how we still grant power to people and make their experience even bigger than just having one piece in your home. It's much more than that.
And when it comes to the safety of this process, can you tell us more about who can see the information, the procedure? How does this work? Because privacy is always extremely important, notably when you want to collect. Either on a more traditional format or through fractional ownership.
So this is what blockchain is changing about, because initially it was all about staying anonymous, it was all about full decentralization, but then too much scam came into the field. And this is where we saw that legitimate companies should be as a third party. So this our mission too, to be third party in this interaction between people, technology, and art. So we are responsible to keep this all legal and to keep this all like safe for people.
So what does blockchain ensures basically?
So yeah, as I mentioned before, our idea and our goal is that all the paintings and all the art pieces that are created, that they will go through our database from the very beginning when it is created by artists. So after it is created, we can put information on the blockchain and we can track the whole ownership history so that no like fake paintings can be sold on the market, because you can approach us and you can ask, okay, if I buy from this person, is this legit? And we can say like, yeah, it's legit because this is the original piece. Because you can imagine this in two simple examples. For example, you have a Google table, yeah, and you have another table by blockchain. So Google table is where you have data, but it can be changed any moment by anyone. And with blockchain table, it is not possible to do. You can just add information there. So this is basically how it works.
But I mean, this is definitely going to transform how artists live and work. I mean, obviously, this is going to transform how collectors approach collecting pieces of art. But when it comes to artists, I mean, can you tell us more about and to what extent this will change the way they will live?
Yeah, we actually expect this technology will not only bring existing art closer to people, because just knowing that some rich people own the piece is not the same when you actually own the piece and you can control it and you can interact with other owners. So we truly believe that thanks to technology and this new form of ownership, people can actually get closer to the art world and bring it actually back to people and bring the power around this, how it develops, back to people. What about the artists? We see that thanks to blockchain technology, we can add royalty when we launch painting first time on the blockchain. So for example, if we can take Van Gogh as example, if his painting, when he created it, if it was put on the blockchain at the very beginning with royalty in the code, right now he could get like 5% of each deal. So back then he was giving away his paintings for just food or something to drink, and now they worth like he's the most expensive artist in the world right now. So now he could get royalties from each such of a deal. So we see that this technology can also make artists to want to be the artist and to actually develop themselves and to actually put a lot of effort into this, because no matter when they create and no matter the initial price, they can still be involved in the way how their art lives, and they can get fair payments for this.
And what's the cultural impact of it?
Oh my God, we see that it can be massive. It can be changing, because I personally, I'm from financial background. And I love art myself, and it influenced my personal life. But I can see that modern artists, sometimes they are too far away from the crowd. And with this technology, we think that we can, when people feel power around what's happening in the art world, we can see that artists will not be working for big checks or big shock just to be a new big name. They will come back to their initial mission to reflect what is happening in our world, to show us actually how to feel and how to go through like complexity of our daily life. So this is something that for me personally sometimes is missing when I see popular artists today. So yeah, I truly believe in this.
And so basically, what would be your I mean, among the many key points you mentioned, what should we definitely remember about what is fractional ownership and blockchain?
So I don't think that you have to remember anything specific about the blockchain. Just accept this technology into your life. It's pretty simple with us. And you have just to understand that you should just know that this technology is perfect for art world, art ownership. And it is about new way of interacting with it. And about fractional ownership, it's kind of like a strong community of people who see beyond trends, who are on the edge, and it's not hard to be among them. So I think that's basically it.
Thank you very much, Alina, for allowing us to discover more about this whole phenomenon. Would you maybe have something to add regarding this new phenomenon, which seems, by the way, to take over the contemporary art environment right now?
I don't know. I see Youness being so tired for that reaction. You're okay. Okay. I just want to add, personally I just want to add that this is not something for chosen people who are developers. You should not be against it. Just open your mind for something new, and it's not hard. And actually we can change the world thanks to it. So that's pretty it.
Well, thank you very much, Alina, for allowing us, I believe for the very first time, most specifically in the region, to introduce such a model. Once again, thank you very much to
Thank you,
audience.
guys.
And
You
once
are
again,
the
and
best.
as usual,
You are the best.
don't hesitate to reach out back to us for questions or even for
if you have
remarks.
any questions, please come. Any questions. Thank you.